referring to the Lightworkers Healing Method curriculum.
That's
and
right.
The entire curriculum was on target for this particular topic, this
That's
exact
true.
topic. That's what the curriculum is based on. And so there's a 300-page textbook.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And you can start there. There's
true.
a lot of resources out there.
On the website, easy to get
on
to.
the website, easy to get to. It's all
And
available.
someone starts to feel much calmer.
Like this information has been channeled, and those classes were channeled repeatedly. Like we, at one point in time, had gotten the assignment to calculate how many times the level 1 curriculum had been channeled, and it was something like 60 something, just that one class. And
That's
so it's
true.
pretty well honed,
That's true.
and it's good curriculum.
Somebody upstairs who has felt anxious since the very start of this film session finally feels calm all of a sudden, and I don't know why,
I feel
but
that.
they felt panicked since we were setting up the camera, literally, and suddenly feels like, oh, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
Right.
The thing.
This has been answered
Yeah.
over and 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 over for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students, and the answer is extremely long, and that's why we
true.
can't say it today, but we can refer you to all the many, 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 many hours of footage
That's true.
and pages of curriculum that are available. They exist. They're on our website. And we're a need-blind educational institution. If you need a scholarship, explain your situation.
That's true. Oh, much more open in the head all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
For him is the message.
Why do you ask?
Why do you ask? And the message might be for somebody who isn't aware they're asking.
That's what it feels like.
It's a tricky balance. Somebody's talking. I can't
Yeah, I
quite tell
hear
who it
them
is.
also.
It's a tricky balance because they are wiser minds above, and yet they are subjected to the same toxic barrage as people in this density.
Somebody upstairs is crying about this.
Yes, and so they are wiser, but they are also being poisoned. So to remember that they are wiser, and also remember that they are also being poisoned, and also remember that host lives do not have legal standing under divine law.
That's true.
And it would be kind of like being a horse
Yes.
and being upset with humans, and you have no recourse, you have no appeal, you horse peasants. You have
Yes.
no recourse. Nobody listens to you. They don't even understand you,
That's true.
right?
And the humans in this scenario are the big
Hor-
guys upstairs.
Oh, yes. In that
Yeah.
example, the humans are
Yeah,
the big guys upstairs,
upstairs.
and the horse is the denser lives.
And if we, the horse, are jerks to the humans, it's not going to go super well
No, it
for
doesn't
us,
go
the
well.
horses.
Don't kick the humans in the head. It
That's
won't
what
go
they're
well. They
talking
will kill
about.
you for it.
That's true.
For him is the message. Does this answer
Does this answer the
Aiden's question? They say if you incorporate by reference all the other materials that are readily available, yes.
That's exactly what they said. Incorporate by reference.
And the only other way to do it, really, Aiden, it would be like a 600-hour, I'm not exaggerating, 600-hour conversation, and you wouldn't, what would be the point of regenerating all that? It's already there available. You can do it. The question is not, is this ideal? The question is, what are the other options? And when humanity is running off the cliff and dragging the rest of life with it, this is the best option of which we have awareness. I'm not sure who's speaking.
I don't know, but they feel so calm.
Yes. Maybe we have time for another question.
Maybe. Are Our next question comes from an anonymous viewer who asks, does the definition of the spirit world include the souls of the dead?
Oh, wow.
That's a really good question.
I see immediately this big gathering, and it's like a judicial hearing.
That's
hearing in
true.
front of an audience, and like the little people must be souls of the dead or something, because they're really clamoring that they should have rights, and clearly they do not have legal standing.
Yes.
But they're demanding their rights, and
That's
this is
true.
kind of relevant. They're demanding rights under divine law. And somebody else keeps saying, you're in the wrong dimension. You don't have legal rights in this dimension. You must go to your appropriate dimension, and there you have legal rights. And they're saying it in a very patient way, but as if they've already said this about 1,000 times already.
That's what it feels like.
And they're saying, get out of the denser dimension, because you do not have any legal standing there. Go up to where you're supposed to be. Like the dead are supposed to be someplace and not hanging out in denser dimensions.
That's true.
When they're hanging out in denser dimensions, it's kind of like trespassing.
Oh,
and
that's right.
Trespassers don't have legal rights. If you hurt yourself on somebody else's property and you have gone past the no trespassing sign, too bad for you. You don't get to sue them for having a dangerous place if you went past the no trespassing signs. And that's kind of what they're saying to the dead people, is you're not supposed to be hanging out among denser life forms. You're supposed to be going up. And when you go up and you find your right place, you'll know it because somebody will meet you with your soul contract and say, is this your signature?
That's right.
And what did you do on your sacred vows to spirit? And if you haven't gotten to that point, then you've stopped too low, too soon. You need to keep going higher. And when you reach that room and you have your conversation, there you do have legal standing. And until you get there, you're too low.
That's right.
And you have no legal rights. Go up. Now, friends, we think this is harder. I'm not sure who's speaking now. Somebody's saying, we think this is harder than you might think it is.
That's
it's an easier
true.
said than done phenomenon. If you don't realize that you're dead, it's difficult to go up.
That's true.
Somebody else is arguing and saying, when you are less dense than the dimension in which you are spending most of your time, you can go up. It's kind of like you can go through walls. That's one of the ways you can come to discover that you're dead.
That's
when
right.
you can stick your hand through a wall. It's like, oh, I think I'm dead.
That's right.
Or, oh, that mirror is not showing my reflection.
Exactly.
Or, oh, I can go through the wall myself. I must be dead.
Yeah.
So if you have that opportunity, make a test, run a little test, see whether or not you can do any of those things. Just trying.
Yeah, it's worth a shot. Same density.
Same density. We're of the same density as this dimension.
That's true.
So we're not dead in this dimension. But I can see a bunch of dead people. Look, they're
Sure.
everywhere. They're everywhere.
Don't.
By the way, don't look at dead people
Exactly.
because you'll never be free of them.
Exactly.
So, but they're all around.
Oh, yeah.
And they can go up. And they
That's
don't have
true.
legal standing in this dimension because they're in the wrong dimension. They need to go find their dimension that's of matching density.
That's
the
true.
dimensions where they cannot go through the walls. And sometimes they don't like it, especially if they're used to going through the walls.
That's true.
And they say, well, this is very inconvenient. This wall, it is a hindrance to me. And they immediately pop into another dimension.
That's true.
I don't know what to do with those people.
No, I don't.
What now? Can we have the question again?
That's what they just said. The question is, does the definition of the spirit world include the souls of the dead? Interesting.
Not the technical definition. That's what they're saying, is no, because the souls of the dead are not supposed to be hanging out where they are.
That's true.
They're supposed to go up to be where they belong, and if
That's
they were
true.
to show up where they belong, then they would be part of the spirit world of that dimension, whatever dimension they belong inside of.
That's right.
When they're misplaced, they don't have legal standing. They're trespassing, actually.
That's true.
Trespassers don't have legal standing. Does this answer Aiden's question? It's not Aiden.
That is what they said, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Maybe Aiden also has the question. We
Right?
don't know, right? He
'Cause
might
that
also be
person said.
curious about
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Interesting. So somebody up there is interested in answering Aiden's questions.
That's true.
Well, does it answer Aiden's question? That goes up.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. We think that means they think it does.
Yeah, I think so. And I can see the connection between Aiden's question and the answer of this question, because Aiden was asking about how can we make it so that communication is clearer between us and our guardian angels, us and the people upstairs who are responsible for us.
Get the dead people out of the way.
Exactly.
Right.
I see the connection.
I see the connection
I actually
also.
really do.
These clouds of the dead, they are an enormous problem. How do we get the clouds of the dead out of here? Nobody seems to know.
No.
That's the consensus. I'm unsure who's speaking right now, but nobody seems to know. A lot of things have been tried that everyone was very sure would work,
Yeah, that's true.
and they haven't worked yet. And we're still working on it. That's what they say. We don't know how to get people to go up. When there's no upward flow, they used to ride the current. Everybody's expecting there to be a current. That was their training, is just, unhook, stop grasping, and ride the current. And now that currents have shut down,
That's true.
there's no lift being given. It's a big problem. What now to reestablish upward flow on a mass scale? Somebody's saying we can see how this conversation is circular.
Yes.
We need a divine miracle. Please may we have a divine miracle based on the sacrifices of the 4 major divinities of this planet density. We've observed all 4 of them giving their all in this effort. We've observed it through these periscopes. We know it to be true. They've all
That's
given their
true.
all. Please may we have a divine miracle. Or at least a divine plan that's based in reality and ends in a positive outcome.